show over at Meadowhawks Farm. Sun's finally out. Been quite a few cloudy days. Running the old generator. We get chilly at night. Furnace going. Even though the thing only burns about 100 watts, it's been chewing away at the battery bank a little. The old wind turbine it blows every now and again. I think that's about the fastest I've seen it turn. It's going about 3 times as fast by my eyes rather than looking through the camera. The camera slows it down quite a bit. But yeah, a little Friday afternoon review maybe on this wind turbine for anybody who's curious about the brass tacks on a small wind turbine. Now, I should say that start out, I guess, by where we are. Oops, I'm getting screwed. But where we are, there are some commercial wind turbines. Not too far from here, and to be honest with you, quite a few times I've been by there, they're not turning at all. This time of year, the fall, it does get breezy here. I would say there's been days here with a, you know, like let's say last year in the fall, the whole day it was definitely 10 miles an hour wind. You know, putting some cane on the roof of this barn with the man lift. There was several times where I thought I probably ought to come down. It was that windy. And I think that's the norm here in the fall. The wind picks up. Now, this year, I can't believe that it's as warm as it is still. And it really hasn't been that breezy. It's mostly been calm, humid, cloudy, and rainy this fall. So, the wind turbine. Now, it's only on a 20-foot pole. It is on the 20 feet, 2 10-foot sections of 2-inch steel pipe. Like what you would see maybe pipe an oil tank out of. And it has this little base here that I made, concrete, and some muffler clamps. Nothing special, actually just stuff that I had dragged up here and fittings that I had from inventory. And 20 feet with the weight of this 500 watt turbine, I could push the pole and with the turbine up, you know, push it up into place and then lock it into the barn there. So no guide wires or anything like that. Pretty simple. If I went any taller with it, which I'm contemplating going another 10 feet, because I've got a little bit of turbulence. Pretty much the wind's blowing a certain way. I got some tall trees near it and I'm getting a little bit of turbulence. I don't know, it probably wouldn't turn any more frequently if it was up another 10 feet. But it might turn a little faster. Now, I didn't spend a lot of money on this turbine. It was right around $300 for it. And this little turbine came with a good review and some good videos from John Daniels. If you want to check that out on YouTube, he's got a lot of videos on wind. Now, he lives in an area where there's actually what I would call wind. What we get here are, you know, breezes. And you need wind. There's not really any, I don't know, there's probably very few places in the United States where wind turbine is, 100% worth it. Definitely, for me, solar produces way more power. got 4 panels at the moment, which produce 600 watts. And they, even if the sun popped out for an hour, would definitely produce way more power than this 500 watt turbine is, because 500 watts you need, like, I mean, I'm on the East Coast, the Northeast, so you'd have to be like on the ocean. You know, it'd be like living on the right on the beach all day long, being out on a boat. That wind hits you in the face. That you know, makes you tired by lunchtime when you're out fishing. That's the kind of wind you need. Now, even if the thing makes 100 watts, if you produced it at the right time, which would be in the middle of the night or on a day when, you know, it was cloudy and the wind was here, it seems like the wind blows but the sun's out. So when you need the wind turbine is when the sun isn't out. Well, it doesn't seem to be working out that way at the moment. Even the last couple of weeks anyway, since this thing has been up, probably about a month. So what the wind turbine is good for, and what it's doing for me, is most of the time, even when it's spinning right now, it might be producing maybe 12 volts. Now it spikes, 13, 14 volts, you know, with those big gusts, and then it'll come down and it's producing 7 volts. So you can see at 7 volts times 12, you know, at 7 volts, you're not making a lot of amperage. So we're not talking big amperage here. You know, it would really have to spin, you know, 20 miles an hour, 500 watts, I don't know, 500 watts times that, what would you produce, you know, with amperage? 8 amps, you know, where the solar panels, those 4 solar panels are, you know, 27 amps. You can see how much you're putting into your batteries. It's not much, you know, very little, like a trickle charge. But a trickle charge in the middle of the night, I guess, is fine, you know. That helps out, especially when the furnace is going, and you know, gives you that, might give you that little bit, or, you know, get you over the hump. If the furnace is kicking on, because it kicks on quite a bit. Camper's not so you know, energy efficient. But anyway, what the wind turbine does do is that fluctuation in voltage helps the battery bank. What it does, if you have lead acid batteries, that constant charge and discharge will sulfate the plates, and that is like a coating that blocks the amount of charge that the batteries will hold. So instead of having a full tank, you might have 3/4 of a tank, or if you're really sulfated, you might have half a tank, or, you know, your batteries are showing, oh, I got 12 volts, or I got 24 volts, but, you know, you go run your appliances for 10 minutes and the battery is dead because you just don't have the capacity. You know, your 100 amp hour battery is acting like a 50 amp hour battery. So the fluctuation in voltage is supposed to clean the plates, desulfate the plates in your lead acid battery. So if you have a lead acid battery bank, and, you know, what you would save over maybe getting lithium ion batteries, you know, you could add a couple $100 wind turbine if you've got enough wind, and theoretically it will help keep your lead acid batteries in working condition a little bit longer, and get, you know, more charge and discharges out of those batteries. So that is mostly what I have done here. So I haven't put a lot of money into this. I didn't really want to go too high with the pole and make it unruly with guy wires and you know, a bigger diameter pipe or anything like that. I'm getting a little bit of juice. I can see it on the on my little digital meter. When it's really blowing, I'll run over and take a peek, and the volts do go up. The amps that it's pushing is still, on the lower side compared to the solar. You can definitely tell, like when the solar is going, when the clouds clear from the sky, the voltmeter goes way up. Goes way up over because we're pushing a lot more volts and a lot more amps. Big difference. So dollar for dollar, even with cloudy days, if you were thinking about spending big bucks on a wind turbine, you would get way more energy out of putting that money into adding to your battery bank to get you through those cloudy days, and more solar. So let's say the sun came out for an hour, it would make a big addition to your power that you have. See, now it's not spinning at all. But if you're a technical person and you enjoy the sound of that thing whirring away and tinkering with electrical and just watching this thing dance around in the sky, then definitely a wind turbine is cool for that. But hopefully, the desulfation factor is definitely worth. What I have into this is probably, the price of one lead acid battery. So it'd be like buying one more lead acid battery, and you could get 3 good-sized lead acid batteries for the cost of one good lithium battery. So yeah, if you want to check out John Daniels, if you're interested in wind turbines, his videos are entertaining. They're not for children, but they're entertaining, and he goes through some real simple stuff, and he's got some really expensive wind turbines on his channel, and he's got some of this cheap Chinese stuff that he fools around with. And this is where I had gotten the idea for this one, and it's a 5-blade, so it's supposed to be a little bit better in low wind. The startup is supposed to be a little bit lower, but it really doesn't matter, 5-blade or 3-blade, I think, because if you're only making 7 or 8 volts, who cares if it's spinning or not? Maybe. Well, the desulfation factor. Am I getting a desulfation at 8 volts? Yeah, maybe. I guess if it's already spinning, then it would take a little less of a breeze to come through and whack it up to 15 volts. Yep, you never know. So I have a little battery charger that I bought a few years ago, and it works on a similar principle. I'm not sure what the voltage goes up to and down to offhand. I'm thinking that thing goes up to around 20 volts, but it randomly goes up and down, up and down, up and down voltage. And the batteries, I've got 3 batteries in the bus, and just to give you a little idea, the batteries in there are dated from 07. So 07 to 2021. Those are some old batteries, and they work great. I'll, get right in that bus right now, crank it right over, and use it all the time to, pump up a tire on a tractor or whatever, because it's got air brakes, and I got it plumbed in for my little air hose, so I can do things like that with it, and it's been handy. It's not really a old school bus anymore. It's a new tool bus, I guess. Huh. So, yep, a little review on the wind turbine and what it's doing for me and what it's not doing right now or spinning anymore. And I'll probably forget it's there until I hear it whirring away again next time it's windy, which might not be till tomorrow or the next day or the day after that. You never know when the wind's going to blow. All right, happy Friday, and thanks for watching.